The Baker Street Gang has been commissioned by the police chief of Enigma, Georgia to help solve the death of Simon Piano, a well-known and well-loved Enigma resident who died sometime during the early morning hours of August 17, 2007. Detectives Javier Aguilar, Sandra Guerra, and Janet Wortman make up the Baker Street Gang. They will analyze provided evidence, clues, and a list of possible suspects who had a motive to kill Mr. Anno. The Baker Street Gang has named 5 persons of interest. First, the victim, Simon Piano. He was a world-renowned pianist until a tragic car accident on the way to a performance at Carnegie Hall left him a quadriplegic in 2000. Simon Anno had a very lucrative musical career that was cut short due to his disability. But that was all about to change with the invention of the sound beam, a device that allows you to create music just by moving your body. Golda Digger was married to Simon Piano. Golda was an actress and kept her maiden name because someday she hopes to return to the stage. Some say Golda married Mr. Anno for his money, while others say she is a loving and devoted wife. Golda is often seen in the company of one of her husband's business partners, Lion D. Vios. Mr. Vios is a trusted friend of Simon Piano and is able to come and go from the Annos' house at will. Unlike Mr. Anno, Lion Vios is not a musician. He handles all the finances associated with their business, the musical Mistones. Ima Bimbo was Mr. Anno's nurse. Ima lives in a small suite in Simon and Golda's large home. Ima was hired 3 years ago by Lion Vios. Miss Bimbo has been known to make mistakes with the equipment Mr. Anno relies upon for his existence. Half Note and Simon Anno have been best friends since elementary school, or at least that is how Mr. Note describes the relationship. Mr. Note is also an accomplished musician who gave up his musical career to help Simon after his car accident in 2000. Let's Make a Deal works for Deaf TV and just negotiated the deal of a lifetime. His company has the sole rights to broadcast Simon Piano's upcoming concert, which will earn Deal millions and catapult him to the position of CEO of Deaf TV. The Baker Street Gang can prove that Lion Vios murdered Mr. Anno early on the morning of August 17, 2007. Mr. Vios used his own door key to enter the Annos' home before a scheduled meeting with Golda Digger. Mr. Vios gave Mr. Anno a large dose of Wellbutrin, which he got from a prescription given to Golda to help manage her depression. The dosage was large enough to create a severe reaction, causing Mr. Anno to stop breathing. Once Mr. Anno was dead, Lion Vios turned off the baclofen pump, which started beeping immediately. Mr. Vios then went upstairs to keep his appointment with Simon's wife Golda, where he placed a low dose of Wellbutrin in Golda's coffee. Why would Lion Vios do such a terrible thing to a longtime friend? Because Lion Vios loves money, and Mr. Annos planned to contribute proceeds from the upcoming concert to charity. Mr. Vios knew his gravy train had pulled out of the station without him. Vios' only option now was to kill Simon Piano and marry his wife. Lion Vios loved Golda and knew she would inherit all of her husband's estate. On what does the Baker Street Gang base their conclusions? Vios was the last person to see Simon Piano alive. He had keys and the alarm code to Simon's home. No one saw him leave the house the night before the murder or return to the home the morning of the murder. Vios was Annos' business manager and had access to all of Simon's finances. Vios benefited financially from the royalties of Annos' work. Vios knew that Golda was the sole beneficiary of Annos' estate. Vios hired Ima Bimbo, the private nurse. Vios' fingerprints were found on the letter from Flag House. Simon Anno was also going to give all proceeds of the upcoming concert to charity. Wellbutrin has a known side effect of breathing difficulty when taking in large doses and dizziness when taking in a smaller dose. Armed with this information, the Enigma police chief held a press conference today at 2 p.m. announcing the arrest of Lion D. Vios for the murder of Simon Piano.
Created using Powtoon.